Dear Dad, it's been 15 years since you left us. A lot has changed, but I think I'd be making you proud. A degree from SC State and USC Law. You would love my wife, Jill, and I represent our community in the State House. But now I'm doing something bigger, running for Senate to continue fighting for our community, creating opportunities and protecting the rights of those who need a voice. Because Dad, that's the world you taught me to believe in.
It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it's showtime. What's happening, everybody? I hope you had a great weekend. It's the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern here in the Carolinas, 5:30 in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out in LA on the West Coast. Subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. Once again, I have a goal of I guess you could call it not just a programming goal, but a social media goal. My goal is to get, really it's related to the show, 1,000 new subscribers in the next, I'd say, less than 60 days. You could just say, round it off the next 60 days. So spread the word, copy and paste the link, text, tag, email, share this in all my back episodes. So until everybody to subscribe, share, screen grab, rip some of the video, be sure to like and binge watch this and all my back episodes. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by CM, like Mary, CM Transportation. If your business needs a transportation company that is dependable, reliable, and on time, not CP time, if you know what I mean. And if you don't know what CP time means, don't ask, because you don't need to know. It could get you in trouble. Contact cmtransportationllc.net, cmtransportationllc.net, or you can give them a call. Company does business nationwide. It is based here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro, 843 area code 606-270-2843 area code 606-2702. Shout out to Carissa Carter, the CEO of CM Transportation, African-American woman-owned business. It is one of the top transportation companies in America, period, full stop. All right, weekend. So let's talk about the weekend. Did you get to see bad boys, what you gonna do when they come for you? Ride or die. So supposedly, this episode, this is supposed to be like the grand finale, the finito, the end, the no mas, like no more, nada, done, between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. And shout out to Will Smith. Listen, Stephen A. Smith, who I will address later in the show, Stephen A. We got, well, some of us still got love for you, but I digress. So, as a matter of fact, I think it was on Stephen A.'s YouTube show, one of his platforms, he says that Will Smith still owes Black America either an apology or an explanation, because I know Stephen A. gets his, he'll get his, draws kind of stuck up in his behind if you misquote him. And that's fair, because don't lie on me. Don't say I said something I didn't say. So Stephen A., I'll give you that. But he says something to the effect that Will Smith owes either an explanation or an apology or both to the black community for slapping Chris Rock. Well, actually, he doesn't owe, who he owes an apology and an explanation, even though he's done it on camera, but it's Chris Rock and Chris's family, and it's Chris's mama and his brothers and sisters. He doesn't owe Black America an explanation, no matter how much we've supported his movies and his TV show and his music. He doesn't owe us an apology or an explanation, not really, but he's done that. So I guess like a full explanation, like, no, come on, Stephen A. Clickbait, I got it. So you could argue I'm engaging in the same clickbait, just making controversial, strong statements and opinions to get a reaction out of people. But come on, man, he don't listen. He doesn't. He really doesn't. It's not going to change your life or my life if he gives us a further explanation. What is he going to explain? We saw it. Chris made a joke about his wife at the time. I don't know if they're married, because I've seen online where Will Smith was out at the Bad Boy movie premiere with some Jada Pinkett lookalike. So I don't know what's going on in that marriage. I don't care. I wish them well, but they both are grown-ass people. I'm good. My household is good, so that's my main focus. So Will and Jada can do whatever the hell they want to do, and it ain't going to change my life. Not 1 cent, 1 penny ain't going to add to my bank accounts. So I digress. So anyway, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Number one at the box office, $56 million. So congratulations. I did not get a chance to support you guys. I knew the movie was going to be number one at the box office. I had some other engagements, Marty Marr and Will. So out next weekend, Damaris and I will get to go see it. But I did see it home. I finally saw this movie, Beekeeper, The Beekeeper, with my man Jason. It was Stratham. I think it's Stratham or something like that. I'm mispronouncing the dude's last name. You know, the dude with almost kind of like the bald head, real short haircut with the beard, just kicking people's ass all the time. It was really a good movie. Felicia Rashad, Miss Claire Huxtable was in the movie. I don't want to tell you more if you haven't seen it. I don't want to give it away. But it was really an entertaining movie. Shout out to my barber, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. One Markel Bailey, CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. There's his mention right there, his sponsorship. Shout out. I got to see it at the barbershop yesterday, on Sunday, depending on when you're watching the show. So, but anyway, so congratulations to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, Bad Boys, number one at the box office, $56 million. Here in the United States, I read the last I saw online that Bad Boys Ride or Die globally, worldwide, made over 100 million, doing my Austin Powers, Dr. Evil impersonation, $100 million. I think it was like $105 million. Shout out to Will and Marty Marr. And Martin Lawrence said, look, I'm healthy, I'm fine, stop asking me and stop with the rumors online. He's like, just shut the blank up. STFU, shut the up. I'm good. And even if he's not, some say look a little swole in the face. You know, a lot of us put on a few pounds. I don't know what his diet is, but I digress. But shout out once again to Will and what Marcus Burnett, and I forgot, I can't even think of the other character name. Mike Lowry, and Marcus Burnett. There you go, Mike Lowry, aka Will Smith. I love when they kind of switched. What was it, the first one? And Martin Lawrence was acting like he was Will Smith's character, and he was like, Mike Lowry. Yeah, I'm Mike Lowry. Howard University, to shift gears, Howard University has revoked Sean Diddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, P. Daddy, whatever name he's going by. Maybe his nickname's going to be canceled soon. So Diddy, Sean Combs, so Howard University, he attended Howard University. The story is he did not graduate because he got a job. He got an internship at with Uptown Records, MCA Uptown Records. The late Andre Harrell put him on. He was like an intern, entry-level job, and then he became Sean Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Brother Love, canceled Combs. So Howard University had given Diddy an honorary award an honorary degree, I should say. Correct, let me be correct. So his alma mater, Howard University, had given him an honorary, say that 3 times really, an honorary degree, and Diddy gave Howard University $1 million, made a $1 million donation. Well, Howard University said, hey, Diddy, here's your money back. Oh, by the way, give us that honorary degree back. We're taking that honorary degree back. Because what we saw on video, we can't unsee that with you just violently assaulting, throwing down, kicking your ex-girlfriend Cassie. Nothing else to say, but Howard University, you did the right thing. It's just that plain and simple. Once again, to quote the famous philosopher Damaris Jones, karma, you know, she's a slow bitch, but she'll eventually show up. Not my quote. The quote from one Damaris Jones. She said it best, her quote. Who am I to argue with it? All right? So happy birthday today, June 10th. Happy birthday to the baby girl of Barack and Michelle Obama, President Barack Obama, and our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, repping the South Side of Chicago, Whitney Young High School, Whitney Young Magnet High School. You have Malia and the baby girl, Sasha Obama, 23 today. Happy birthday, young Sasha. Faith Evans, R&B star, Biggie's baby mama, I think one of them at least. Faith Evans, 51 today, huge Faith Evans fan. And speaking of R&B stars, R&B superstar group, Jodeci, one of the lead singers. As a matter of fact, they went Jodeci, and then you got the two brothers, Casey and JoJo, the Haley brothers from Charlotte, North Carolina, about a 3-hour drive, exactly 3 hours, exactly 200 miles northeast of where I am standing here in my studio right now. JoJo from Jodeci, 53 today, and a very special happy birthday to my family, my cousin, one Rashid Abdullah. Happy birthday, cuz. I love you. I know you're having a great birthday because I called like 3 times and I got your voicemail and I texted you and you did text me back, and you don't have to thank me, man. No, I thank you for just being family and just unconditional love and support. I love you, man. So hopefully you and your queen, Flav. Hey, Flavia, I know you're making sure that that your husband is having a great birthday. And shout out to Sophia, his daughter, Goose. I don't know if Goose, he's out, Augusto. Goose is short for Augusto, out in Los Angeles. That's his son and daughter. Sophia is his daughter. So I think, Sophia, you're probably hanging out with mommy and daddy, making sure your dad's having a great birthday. So happy birthday, cuz. I love you, man, all right? I'm going to call you one more time after the show and see if I can get you. But I've already checked in via text. Okay. Now, before I get out of here, let's talk about this WNBA rookie who was a star in college. As a matter of fact, she was College Player of the Year last year, became popular in her junior year. There was a rivalry between this young lady, Caitlin Clark, who was a star at the University of Iowa, and 2 years ago, about 2.5 years ago, they played LSU. First of all, they beat University of South Carolina Gamecocks, I think, in the Final Four. Shout out to Coach Dawn Staley, who some of you all are trying to come for and call Dawn Staley, Coach Staley, racist because Caitlin Clark didn't make the USA basketball's, the women's national team, the women's USA basketball national team. Stop with that bullshit. I'm going to get back to that in a second. So there's been a lot of talk. Caitlin Clark, hugely popular. I like to say she has the Taylor Swift effect, Caitlin Clark, because the core of her fan base primarily, listen to what I'm saying, because I know you all are going to try to twist what I'm saying. Her primary fan base are young white women. similar to Taylor Swift. Right now, Taylor Swift's audience may be slightly older, but a similar audience, because Taylor Swift is older than Caitlin Clark and has been around longer, but a similar, like kind of, young white female, middle America. Here's this young, a white woman is, just doing very well. Now her team never won a championship, and then when they got to the championship game, after they beat South Carolina in a game that South Carolina shouldn't have lost 2 and a half years ago, and Coach Staley would, or a year and a half ago, and Coach Staley would admit that. I digress. They played LSU, Louisiana State University, and LSU star at the time was a young lady, a young black woman, Angel Reese. And Caitlin Clark had been taunting a lot of her opponents. So Caitlin Clark started this little, you can't see me, when she's shooting three-pointers at almost NBA range, When it got to the championship game, basically, Caitlin Clark was put in check, and her team got beat, really got the brakes beat off their ass. And then Angel Reese at the end of the game was like, now you can't see me, giving it back, because Caitlin Clark, she gives it, she talks trash, which is great. Most great players, male or female, college, NBA, talk trash. Folks that can't even play talk trash and pick up games outside or at the Y or wherever. Rec leagues or the rec center in college, wherever. So I had absolutely no issue with Caitlin Clark, really at all. My issues with the media and some of y'all, especially some of y'all caping for, and especially some of you bros caping for that, y'all giving me some Representative Byron Donalds, Senator Tim Scott, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas kind of energy and vibes, caping for this young woman, because I'm like, okay, because I ain't hear you all caping for my sister Candace Parker that just retired, but I digress. Listen, Caitlin Clark has brought a fan base, a large fan base, new viewers, new fans to the WNBA. She did a similar thing in college. So there's a lot of hype about she is like the most popular. Now, you could make a credible argument based on empirical data in terms of games that she's played in the WNBA and even college, games she's played in where attendance for those games has been higher than normal. And the same for TV ratings. But now, here we are. She's a rookie in the WNBA. She's not even like playing. There's some other rookies that you could make an argument that are playing as well as she is overall. But she definitely is nowhere near the best player in the WNBA. She's not even close. She's not even in the top. Truthfully, it would be a stretch to put her inside the top 20. It really would be. I mean, I could name a whole lot of names. So I cannot put her, based on her skill currently, as a rookie in the top 20. Now, you could make an argument, is she the most popular? Yes. But you know who's played a big part in that? The media. And like Monica McNutt, who was the contributor to First Take, she had the exchange with Stephen A. Smith on his show, First Take, who put the checkmate move on him when she said, Stephen A., your power and your position at ESPN with First Take, you could have paid the same attention to women's basketball 3 years ago that you're doing now. And Stephen A. was like, wow. For the first time ever on First Take, on his own show, he was speechless because she told the truth. So let's bring it to today. The U.S. women's basketball, the national team, USA basketball, USA women's basketball, the national team that is going to Paris to represent this country in the Olympics to win a gold medal. They have selected the team. Caitlin Clark was not selected as one of the 12 best players, or even one of the 12 best players, if not the 12 best, because I can make an argument that there are a couple women who's not on a team in the WNBA who should be in terms of the best players. One is a young lady named Marike Agumbawale. Okay? Plays for, I think, Dallas, the WNBA team in Dallas. The second leading scorer. She's second in the WNBA in scoring, points per game. Little sister is no joke. She is almost like Lil Kobe almost. As a matter of fact, I can make an argument that one of Caitlin Clark's own teammates on her team on the WNBA, who is a star here, or about 100 miles up, about 110 miles up north of where I'm at now, Aaliyah Boston, who's in her second year. You could make an argument, has had a better all-around season than her teammate. But their team has only won like 2 games. So there's a lot of all this. Was Caitlin Clark disrespected? And Stephen A. Smith is like, the USA basketball is stupid because marketing and, marketing is key. And, I'm going to paraphrase. He kind of alluded to it. She's the great white hope, this young white heterosexual female, because there's a whole lot of energy about significant number of WNBA women fans and a significant number of women who play in the WNBA are lesbian, which I don't give a damn. There's some dudes in the NBA that's gay, they just in the closet. Don't nobody ever ask about how many gay dudes is in the NBA. You ain't gonna ever find out, because they ain't gonna ever tell you. They not gonna tell, and the team or the teammates are not gonna tell either. You know why? Because if they can play, they don't give a damn whose balls or ball that they playing with, bad pun intended. They don't care. But I digress. You don't want to try to market Caitlin Clark. Oh, we can market her to Middle America. Here she is, a wholesome, young, white, heterosexual female, and blah, blah. I get it. Look, I'm in media, been in media for over 3 decades. I get it. But the USA women's national basketball team, their one goal, because there's this argument about growing the sport. The media has so much to do with growing the sport. You would think that Caitlin Clark is the greatest women's basketball player that's ever come around, and she is not. And that is no shade to Caitlin Clark. But what the media is doing, and people like Stephen A. Smith, and I got to call up my man Shannon Sharpe, and so many others, folks on Fox Sports 1, columnists, black, white, and other, not just men, women too. I can name check some of you all. Are really, who's being disrespected is to all the great current stars in the WNBA, not to mention the ones that recently retired, like Candace Parker, who I can make an argument is the greatest women's basketball player ever. Now, some other names I would throw in there. Maya Moore, who people forget about, who won 4 WNBA championships. 4 WNBA championships with her team in Minnesota, the Minnesota Lynx, who won it, she won at least 2, if not 3 championships in college at UConn. UConn's women's basketball team, one in high school, won gold medals with the USA women's basketball team. People don't even talk about Maya Moore. If you're going to talk about one of the GOATs, Diana Taurasi, who's a white woman who's about 40, one of the greats of all. And here's the thing. Here's the funny part. They are currently white women stars in the WNBA who are head and shoulders a better player than Caitlin Clark, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, who plays with, as a matter of fact, I think Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu are playing. Sabrina, I might be mispronouncing your name. I think I got it right. Is it Ionescu? Yeah, I think it's either Ionescu. It's Ienoscu, Ionescu, or Ionescu. Both Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart are white. Diana Taurasi is 40, but she is still one of the GOATs of women's basketball. WNBA, and as a matter of fact, I think Diana Taurasi is the all-time leading scorer in the WNBA. So they're white women that's in the WNBA. There's a white woman, Kelsey Plum, that made the USA basketball women's team that are currently better players than Caitlin Clark. I mean, it's not even close. So that's the funny part, is that basically Caitlin developed this following, Middle America, Iowa, team did well, never won a championship, went to the Final Four, got beat 2 years. This year they lost to the University of South Carolina. Coach Dawn Staley, who's won 3 women's college basketball championships, NCAA Division I championships up in Columbia, South Carolina, about an hour and 20-minute drive from where I'm standing now, who is one of the selectors. As a matter of fact, Dawn Staley, she coached the USA women's basketball team the last 2 years, the last 2 Olympics, I should say, 4 and 8 years apart. And that team won gold medals. As a matter of fact, the women's basketball team, they won 7 straight gold medals in the summer Olympic Games. They haven't lost since 1992, when America's Dream Team with Jordan and Magic and Larry Bird and Scottie Pippen and Charles Barkley and David Robinson and Patrick Ewing and Karl Malone and John Stockton, who basically, he didn't steal it, but it was stolen. That was Isaiah Thomas. There's no way Isaiah Thomas should not have been on that team. That's a whole different show and a different conversation. So there's so much talk about, well, you want to grow in the game. Let me just say this. Let me wrap up by saying this. First of all, we're talking about the Summer Olympics. Yes, the Summer Olympics. You have men's and women's basketball, but you have sports like gymnastics, you have track and field events, you have the men and women, the U.S. men's and women's swimmers, the women's soccer team, whose I guarantee you their ratings is even higher than Caitlin Clark's ratings. So there are people who are trying to make an argument, well, they could just really grow the game and grow the game for the WNBA. First of all, the Olympics will draw eyeballs that even Caitlin Clark won't draw. Because as popular as Caitlin Clark is, her primary, once again, so if we want to talk about marketing, and this is no shade on Caitlin Clark, but this is where I got to check the media and get in their ass for trying to win points. Maybe y'all trying to win over some of the Taylor Swift fans, Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe, and the rest of you all. So I'm just name checking y'all because I saw you all on TV, but it's not just them, and it's not just men, it's women, and it's not just, some of these, black male commentators that's caping for Caitlin Clark like they got a crush on her, because it's not about fairness. It's about marketing and business, and the women are going to make so much more money because there are more eyeballs watching the sport. Yes, but more eyeballs could have been focused if the media would have focused and poured this same energy into all these other great women players in the WNBA, black and white. But they didn't do it because some of the white stars were openly, gay, or were opening out with their, lesbian relationships. And there's still a segment of America that's uncomfortable with that. This hypocritical segment, especially some of y'all fake Christians. I know, because I was raised in a Baptist church. So if you want to have that debate, let's have at it. So the league, the television networks, the newspapers, all the other energy. The best player in the world is a young lady named A'ja Wilson. Just bright, charismatic, smart, really intelligent, just affable, just TV ready. Really, an author, wrote a book, won at least one. Her team won one, I think two, during her tenure. She was the star at the University of South Carolina. Her head coach was Coach Don Staley, who's the Lady Gamecocks coach right now. A'ja Wilson, hands down, the best player in the WNBA, the greatest women's basketball player in the world today. Game is crazy. Was she about 6'4", 6'5"? Man, she got handles like a guard. She moves, she's light on her feet, like a little 6-foot guard. She's a rebounding force, shot blocker. She's like near the top of the league in scoring, rebounding, assist, defense. I could make an argument that she just won. She was the league MVP, and she was the MVP of the WNBA Finals. Her team, the Las Vegas Aces, won back-to-back WNBA championships. How many of you all know about A'ja Wilson? How come the WNBA? Stephen A., yes, you talked about A'ja Wilson, but have you talked about A'ja Wilson and all she's accomplished and broke down her game and tape and all the amazing plays? And have you spent 40 minutes, damn near half of First Take, a 2-hour show on ESPN, twice in the last week? Y'all have spent 40 plus minutes, damn near a whole hour, talking about Caitlin Clark. And she's not even the best player. She's not even like in the top 15. Not even in my top 20. She's a rookie. And these women are handing it to her because every rookie gets it handed to them. It don't matter if they black or white or Latino or Asian or from Mars, an alien. If you are a highly talented rookie coming out of college, you're going to get this action. You're going to get these buckets. You're going to get this D when you come into the WNBA. It's the best of the best in the world. And it's the same way in the NBA. It's the same way in any sport. Very few rookies come into the league as a rookie and dominate, but Candace Parker did. She did something that I guarantee you Caitlin Clark will not do this year, and no other woman ever in the history of the WNBA did. She was the Rookie of the Year, and she was the most valuable player in the league as a rookie. So many, when Maya Moore was winning, won 4 championships. Really? How come y'all didn't? You had white stars, white female stars, but yeah, but some folks might have been uncomfortable because we kind of thought that they may be lesbian, and then they kind of came out. Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. Come on, man. That's a thing. Breonna Stewart. Y'all got white women in the WNBA. This got game. That y'all don't put you all being the whole sports media apparatus, TV, print, online, big name commentators, debaters, and I just mentioned Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe because the only thing I didn't see on set was a cape around Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe's neck flying in the wind, caping for Caitlin Clark. Come on, y'all. Come on. So, the women's USA basketball team, the national team for USA basketball for the women, they don't need Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark would have brought some of her fans to watch some of the summer games, but there are people who don't even really watch sports, period, that are going to watch the summer games, and that's going to watch the men and the women's basketball. And I'm going to do everything I can on this show to talk about the women's USA basketball team like I'm going to be hype about the men's team that's ready to spank that ass and to make a statement, because you got the men's national team in Canada, and they got a decent squad. You got Jamal Murray talking trash, talking shit, just hype about the European players. And yes, you got some great European players, but trust me, Kevin Durant already said it. We looking to blow these blankety blanks out, everybody by 30 points. So one thing I am predicting that this men's team, because for a lot of these guys, it's going to be their last, for LeBron, this will be his last Olympics. For Steph Curry, this is probably going to be his last. Possibly, he may play one more. Kevin Durant, this might be his last. But then we got the young buck coming up, like Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, that plays up in Minnesota, Minneapolis, that just lost to Denver, and then Denver lost to Dallas. And shout out to the Celtics. And that's saying a lot because I'm a Lakers fan who didn't get this coach, Dan Hurley, who won back-to-back national championships at UConn and all this hype about he was going to come in at college basketball and the NBA or just pro sports. In every sport, it's a different animal, but I digress. So, yes, you could make an argument, well, that would help maybe grow because so here's the thing, though. Caitlin Clark would draw her fans to watch the Olympics. So her fans who will watch her in the Olympics already know about what she's doing. Now, you all are assuming, those who are caping for Caitlin, it's going to help to grow the game. How much is it going to help to grow the game in Europe? Because all these other countries have white female stars. That Australia, they got white stars. Some that play in the WNBA. And Spain and China and all these other countries that the USA women are going to play. So they're not necessarily going to be rooting for Caitlin Clark because, oh, here's a young straight white woman. Oh, yes, who's, playing well against, in a league, a professional league, the WNBA, that's majority African-American women, majority black. She not going to attract, they already got white women on their national teams who are playing in the WNBA. And what Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. really didn't address, the Olympics, they don't need any athlete. And they try to compare, well, Michael Jordan and the Dream Team in 1992 when he went to Barcelona, They grew the game globally because Michael Jordan had won at least 2 championships, at least 2. And Magic had won 5. And Larry Bird, even though he wasn't in his prime, had won 3. And even though Magic had just retired because he had contracted HIV, had won 5. David Robinson had won 2. Scottie Pippen had won at least 2. So they had won they were NBA champions. Caitlin Clark never won a championship in college. So the Olympics, they don't need Caitlin Clark. She's not going to attract any more international fans in these countries that already have white female stars playing for their national team that's better than Caitlin Clark. I'm ready to have that conversation and debate. And Caitlin Clark was not going to be nowhere near the most dominant player playing on USA women's basketball. Asia Wilson, Breanna Stewart. I mean, I could go on and on and on. So many stars who are playing, young women the world's going to say like, damn, these women got game. And I'll give you, even if they were to put Caitlin Clark on USA women's basketball team, I'm willing to have a conversation and debate and bet, and I don't even gamble. I am willing to have a bet with anybody, Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe and anybody else, Christine Brennan, I could go on and on and on and name a whole lot of folks. If you think that even with Caitlin Clark, even if they would have put her on USA basketball, I guarantee you that even with Caitlin Clark on the USA women's national basketball team, they are not going to outdraw the women's gymnastics team. They're not. Do your homework. But I'm willing to bet money that out of all the sports, now you'll have like the men's finals in the 100-meter dash, those ratings are going to be extremely high. The preliminaries and all that won't be. But when they get to the finals, in the 100 meters for the men, numbers off the chart. But just don't take my word for it. Just go and do a little research on your own. The sport that draws the highest ratings and has for the last several Olympics has been the women's gymnastics team and the swimmers. Because it's the Summer Olympics. So, and not to mention the USA women's soccer team. I would even put the USA women's soccer team right there with the US women's gymnastics team, the 100-meter dash final, and the swimmers, especially when they get to like the finals for the gold medals for the USA swim team. I guarantee you that the USA women's national soccer team will have numbers. Now, you can say, well, there's no way we'll know because she wasn't on the team. Just look at the numbers for the women's gymnastic teams, their events, especially the finals, the national soccer team for the USA women. So this is a whole different audience. You got some people that really only tune into this every 4 years. So y'all need to take a breath. Stephen A. Smith, Shannon, you my dude, take the cape off because you really looking bad. Because y'all acting like she is Jordan. And to say that she's even got the popularity of Jordan. Stop it. Stop. She's very popular. You could argue she may be the most popular women's basketball player in America right now. But it's not based on what she's accomplished. It's based on, let's be honest, it's based on race, and that the media tapping into her appeal, because the media is always looking for the next great white hope. And that's just a fact, and they're looking for that for a lot of reasons, primarily, as you say, for marketing and for business, to get those white female eyeballs. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I don't have a problem with it. That's the media. Do it, attract the audience that you want to attract. But there's still a whole, because globally, you do understand, first of all, this whole whiteness is bullshit. It's a made-up construct. There's no, you won't get a DNA test, I've said it a million times, that'll say, oh, you're 85% white or 87% black. All right? But this is America, so let's play along. America was founded, race was created as a political construct or idea, construction that they built and made up to use to divide and separate people for political, social, and economic power. But I'm not going to have that history lesson today. So, pull off the cape. Come on. Shannon, you better than that. Stephen A., look, do you. That's all. Just put it. Stephen A. didn't surprise me. Shannon, who's caping even harder than Stephen A., you surprised me a little bit, but to be honest, nothing really surprises me, because people will eventually reveal who they are, really at their core. There's no shade to Shannon. Hey, I get it. You want to get some of them Caitlin Clark, Taylor Swift fans. Hell, I'll take them too. Maybe they'll tune in because they hate what I'm saying and watch the show. I get it. I am not knocking the hustle, not at all. But y'all need to breathe with this whole thing about Caitlin Clark is being disrespected. No, the women who are currently playing in the WNBA, that's been dominating, whose teams have been winning championships, who've been balling and busting ass, the black ones and the white ones are being disrespected. And that's why they're giving it to Caitlin Clark. It ain't just the sisters giving it to her. The white sisters, the white girls is like, yeah, okay, come on, Becky. Come on, Caitlin. You can come on and get this. Yeah. She getting it from all sides. She got to earn it. What you did, listen, people said Diana Taurasi was hating several months ago when Diana Taurasi just said it in a very calm but real manner. She said, listen, when Caitlin Clark gets to the WNBA, it's going to be, I'm paraphrasing, it's going to be a learning curve. What she was able to do against 18 and 19-year-old teenage girls in college, she gets to the W, as they say, which is short for the WNBA. When she gets to the W, she is playing against grown-ass women. Taller, stronger, faster, more athletic, who got handles, who can pass, who can shoot, who can rebound, who can defend. It's going to be a new day, because it's always a new day for any rookie that comes into a professional league at the highest level. And y'all said Diana Taurasi was hating, and she was telling the truth. So y'all will be good. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. I enjoy this show. I enjoy every show. As always, God bless each and every one of you, especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central in Chicago, down in New Orleans or Houston or Memphis, maybe up in Minneapolis or maybe up in Milwaukee, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast out in L.A. or the Bay Area up in Seattle, Portland, Oregon, with my firstborn daughter and my son-in-law, Boogie, Lauren, Shiana, Boogie, Hill Vaughn, and Jonathan Vaughn are doing their thing out there in Portland. I come on the West Coast 3:30. Subscribe. Now listen, my goal, 1,000 new subscribers. So help a black-owned business, help a brother out there, all right? Even all the Caitlin Clark fans is pissed off. Y'all can, Taylor Swift, come on, jump in here too. And y'all can get in my chat room and we can have a nice argument. Hell, I might even put some of y'all on camera with me. But tell everybody to subscribe to the show. 1,000 new subscribers is my goal in the next 60 days. So tell everybody, as my man Nelly would say, tell everybody to subscribe. You can copy and paste the link. You can tag it. You can text it. You can share it on your page or anyone else's page. So tell everybody to subscribe and share. They can screen grab. Oh, I got a lot in this monologue. Rip some of this video and send it to, well, you don't have to send it to, you can send it to Caitlin Clark. Send it to Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe. Y'all can come on this show. How about that? And we can have this conversation. Please, somebody watching, please screen grab some of this and send it to Stephen A. Smith. Because I could do it, but I want some of you, I want some of you guys and gals, ladies and men, I want some of you all that's watching this show who are subscribers of the show, fans of the show. Maybe y'all think I'm crazy. Maybe y'all agree with Stephen A. and Shannon. Caitlin Clark fans, screen grab it. Rip some of the video, send it to Stephen A. and Shannon. They can come on here too. Like I said, they can get some of this action too here on this show. Because on First Take, y'all the king. But on the Geno Jones show, I ain't the king, I'm the king. To quote my man, Don D.C. Curry, repping Chi-Town, even though he don't live in Chicago anymore. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist of the Geno Jones show. You can check him out online, on IG, on Instagram, Kelby Cutting Up, KELBE. CUTTINUP. Allie Jones and Bruce Gage. Thank you, Bruce Gage, for the fly ball sweater. As a matter of fact, I'll be modeling it on the show. It's so hot down here now, but I'm going to have to break it out. He was my guest. Our fly ball is the officially licensed apparel gear or apparel maker and retailer when it comes to sweaters and other clothing for the Negro Baseball League. And so we had a conversation when the major leagues officially announced that they were going to recognize the stats from the Negro Leagues, the Negro National League, and the Negro American League. So we had a great conversation. That show was about 2 weeks ago. Go back and binge watch that. Allie Jones, wardrobe consultant, along with Bruce Gage. Check out Allie Jones and her Lexi Jones collection at lx.ncl_ is that little dash behind that second L, right behind it at the bottom. lx.ncl_. And Bruce Gage, Miglio di Mario Uomo, or Flyball the Store. Miglio is an Italian name. So Miglio, M-I-G-L-I-O-D-I-M-A-R-I-O-U-O-M-O. M-I-G-L-I-O-D-I-M-A-R-I-O-U-O-M-O. Right? Flyball the Store. Spell it just the way it sounds. FLYBALLTHESTORE. Flyballthestore.com. Shout out to everybody watching me live. My number one fan, my mother. I love you, mother. I will talk to you soon. Everyone else, I will talk to you live Tuesday at 6:30 here in the state of South Carolina. Tuesday is election day, primary election day. Make sure you get out and vote. Oh, because you know it's a choice between your freedom and your oppression. Between freedom, when we talk about the end of democracy and fascism, that means you will have a dictator that's going to come in office and take away all of your rights, the ones that haven't already been either fully taken away or mostly taken away. I'm going to have that conversation tomorrow, but that's tomorrow. But right now, I want to say thank you for watching, everybody. If you missed any of this episode, go back and binge watch it. Once again, help me out. My goal, 1,000 new subscribers in the next 60 days. So copy and paste the link. Share it, share this show, share it, copy and paste, tag, text, email, send it by carrier pigeon. I don't give a damn how you do it. Get on the phone and call them and tell them to go to YouTube and subscribe to the Geno Jones Show and watch this and all my back episodes. I love you. Thank you for watching. See you live Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Now go on back and binge watch the rest of what you missed of this show and binge watch all these back episodes.
Dear Dad, it's been 15 years since you left us. A lot has changed, but I think I'd be making you proud. A degree from SC State and USC Law. You would love my wife, Jill, and I represent our community in the State House. But now I'm doing something bigger, running for Senate to continue fighting for our community, creating opportunities and protecting the rights of those who need a voice. Because Dad, that's the world you taught me to believe in.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.